Massive breaking news here on a Friday at Occupy Democrats when Jimmy Kimmel gets the actual last laugh on Donald Trump and all of the entire sycophant Trumposphere land. And I'm going to show that story to you in just a few seconds. You do not want to miss this, because let's recall what both the story really was and what Donald Trump tried to make it. Remember when he said this in London just now?
We saw the dismissal of a very well-known chat show host in America last night, Mr. Kimmel. Is free speech more under attack in Britain or America?
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else.
He keeps saying that Jimmy Kimmel got fired, except what the FCC head that Trump appointed said this.
Frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
We can do this the easy way, we can do it the hard way. But he's continuing to talk about affiliates.
These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC. Again, there's actions that we can take on licensed broadcasters. And frankly, I think that it's really sort of past time that a lot of these licensed broadcasters themselves push back on Comcast and Disney and say, listen, we are going to preempt. We are not going to run Kimmel anymore.
And he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And
Trump continues to try and go on and denigrate it, making about ratings.
He was fired for lack of talent. Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago.
Until you straighten this out, because we licensed broadcaster, are running the possibility of fines or license revocation from the FCC if we continue to run content that ends up being a pattern of news distortion.
And can you imagine if an appointed FCC head from a Democrat had actually said that someone on the Republican side of funny should have done this?
Sinclair, another owner of many local TV stations, said that it would also suspend Mr. Kimmel's program and called on Mr. Kimmel to apologize and make a meaningful personal donation to Mr. Kirk's family and the activist political group Turning Point USA. Do you think that's an appropriate remedy of the situation?
I think Sinclair has every right to call for that. Again, over the years, it would be unthinkable for Sinclair, for Nexstar, for local TV stations to actually say, you know what? We're not going to take this particular programming that's coming out of New York and Hollywood and send it to Pennsylvania and Utah. And so the idea that local broadcasters feel like they can push back.
And what Donald Trump just can't manage, it was never about being fired. It was never about ratings. It's about the affiliates.
I think it's a much, much healthier dynamic for the country right now.
You can call that free speech or not.
Yeah, it actually was about free speech, Donald. That's exactly what it's about. And guess what happened in the end with this breaking story? Not only was Kimmel not fired, not only did Bob Iger make sure that ABC put Kimmel back on, but whoopsie poop, those affiliates owned by one company, Sinclair, just bent knee to Jimmy Kimmel in this breaking story right here.
Sinclair to end Jimmy Kimmel boycott, citing thoughtful feedback. Sinclair Broadcasting announced it will bring back Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show to ABC affiliate broadcast stations on Friday. The company released a statement Friday. Over the last week, we have received thoughtful feedback from viewers, advertisers, and community leaders, representing a wide range of perspectives. We have also witnessed troubling acts of violence, including the despicable incident of a shooting at an ABC affiliate station in Sacramento. These events underscore why responsible broadcasting matters and why respectful dialogue between differing voices remains so important. Earlier this week, Sinclair and Nexstar Media Group announced that they would not broadcast the show on local stations, which reach approximately 20% of the country, as they evaluated the ongoing situation and held further discussions with Disney, according to MSNBC. On Tuesday, Disney announced it would bring back Kimmel's show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Kimmel was suspended last week indefinitely after the late-night show host was accused of making remarks about conservative influencer Charlie Kirk's killer. Disney and ABC were condemned by lawmakers, free speech advocates, and others for pulling the show following the decision last week. Calls to boycott ABC/Disney and Hulu ramped up over the weekend in a wave of backlash over pulling the show.
We spent the weekend having some thoughts about what this really all means. No, you didn't. What you really realized is not only what you did was possibly something illegal outside of our Constitution, but Maybe some of those affiliates in Sinclair themselves heard from a lot of their constituents and people around them who were unhappy, perhaps even advertisers, local advertisers who want to make sure they make money during Kimmel. There's lots of reasons. It always comes down to the money. And in the end, the funny man known as Jimmy Kimmel, whether you like him or not, this was never about his ratings. This is only about a personal vendetta by the wannabe mob boss trying to put his thumb on the scale of Lady Justice, play dictator and mob boss, and get his FCC boy to go after ABC and Bob Iger and placate his affiliate owners from Nexstar to Sinclair. And now, whoops, they all had their tail between their legs because they all lost to exactly what they should lose to. Honoring the Constitution, free speech whether you like it or not, and if the free market really wanted Jimmy Kimmel fired because of his ratings, it would have happened a long time ago. Donnie, you guys have a great weekend.